Hello, mister. For my final project, I'm picking a specific chapter from the lessons that we've had before. I am picking memory, and I will be basically talking about Just Keep Swimming, Dory's psychological analyze. And I know you probably had a lot of students or have a lot of students doing this chapter, but it's the movie I know the most of and the chapter I know the most of. So yeah, and basically for my presentation I did it on my computer and I took pictures on my MacBook, and now I'm gonna show it off on TikTok. So to start off with, the character introduction is Dory is a friendly blue tang fish and a major character from the movie Finding Dory and Finding Nemo. She suffers from short-term memory loss. In the movie Finding Nemo, Dory is trying to help find Nemo, but also forgets everything that she did. In the movie Finding Dory, she goes on a journey to find a connection again between her parents and her. So basically, Dory is if you have watched Finding Nemo or Finding Dory, she is a very silly fish. So it was very interesting, like how when you first watch the movie, like you notice that she has a short-term memory loss, and then now learning about it, like you just automatically think of Dory. So as I mentioned, I talked here about the chosen book element, which is chapter 7 memory, and here I copied and pasted your slides into this, and I put short-term memory and long-term memory, the definitions of them. So basically, short-term is something that you could learn or someone could tell you, and within minutes you will automatically forget. And then long term is something that you go through the process of and it will stay in your brain for a very long time, or it's something that you just constantly know automatically. So connections to the storyline. In Finding Nemo, Dory forgets Nemo's and Marlin's name a few minutes after meeting them and hearing their names, which is showing short-term memory loss. And then in Finding Dory, Dory gets a flashback of her and her parents in the past, which shows long-term memory. I don't know why I put lost. But yeah, so basically in Finding Nemo, Marlin is repeatedly saying Nemo's name. And Dory, even if they're talking about Nemo, like she will forget his name within seconds or minutes. Like it won't last into her brain, which is short-term memory loss. And then in Finding Dory and in Finding Nemo as well, Dory gets a flashback of her and her parents, like Dory getting the vision of her parents before she like got lost. And that is basically showing long-term memory because that is something that she remembers from her past. And it's not something that is like if she sees her parents, like she will remember them, but it's not something that she forgets about, and it's something that she's constantly remembering. So for research and critical thinking, so in chapter 7 in the slides that you had provided us, we had talked about explicit and implicit, I hope I'm saying that right, memory. So explicit is cautious thinking, like you're always, it's facts and events that you're always cautiously aware of and that you think of. Sorry about the background, it's my vacuum. And then implicit memory is unconscious memory. It's something that you aren't consciously thinking or feeling. It's just something that just happens. So explicit memory and Finding Dory, she remembers living with her parents and specific things they taught her, like follow the shells back home. This is a episodic memory that is a personal experience from her early life. So basically in the movie Finding Dory, her parents knew that Dory would leave a lot and that she had a forgetful memory, so they would always tell her follow the shells for her to lead her way back home. And that is something that Dory remembers constantly whenever she is trying to look for her parents. And then implicit memory is skills like swimming and reading. Stores in her implicit memory remain intact, and it's something she doesn't have to be constantly remembering. It's just something that it's like for us, we just know how to walk, and Dory just knows how to swim and read. So yeah. So, in conclusion, Dory represents a realistic but gentle portrayal of a cognitive disability with her memory. Despite her struggles, Dory adapts, forms friendships, and finds creative ways to just keep swimming. So basically, Dory, although she has many struggles with her memory, at the end of both movies, she still ends up saying just keep swimming, and to find her parents, to find Nemo, to help Marlin. She just says just keep swimming for everything, and that is something that she is always constantly remembering as well. And then these are my APA references. The first one is the book chapter, the second one is Finding Nemo movie, and then the third one is Finding Dory movie. Thank you for watching.